excuse me, back up to 200. I wanted to go something that you said, and you said chivalry is dead.
Because of men speaking the way that you guys are.
Like how I'm speaking?
There's a couple of things you said that I'm not going to remember. But chivalry is dead just because I think of how we're trying to think about our modern dating. Like, however this abortion conversation went was completely left field for me in my head. Like, this whole abortion thing was not because girls are having sex. This abortion thing was because we are not supposed to be having sex. Or abortion is not supposed to be used as birth control. These are like,
okay. Well,
I'm thinking about the baby, not like just sex wise. Did I make sense? Was I rambling?
Yeah, but how? I know it doesn't make any sense.
Sorry.
Why would you need to use birth control if you're not having sex?
Well, the fact of the matter is, anyone making a baby is having sex, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're having sex, right, and you're worried about having a baby, right, you should be on birth control so that way you don't have to abort it.
Yeah, but if you're not having sex, you don't have to worry about having babies, right?
Correct. Yeah, I would say that's factual.
So then if the idea here is that, got it. So then the idea here then is that if women aren't having sex, they're not going to be having babies that they need to abort.
Well, the idea here is that women, we're not nuns. We're going to be having sex. For you to find a husband, for you to want children, you have to have sex for that.
Why do you have to have sex to find a husband?
No.
I think that's just an unrealistic thing to say.
What? Why is that unrealistic to say?
The only reason why you get a husband is to have sex with him. That's the only person that you could do that with.
I think it's to find a partner. There's many.
You can choose for the rest of your life. The only other thing is that.
I think for years it was the norm. Like
you could have
in the Bible, the whole Bible is like they waited, and up till now, like up till like 20 years ago, it was not normal to have sex outside of marriage.
Well, I wasn't negating that. I believe that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I'm just saying, like, for me, my husband that I pick, because I could pick a best friend, I could pick a business partner, I could pick somebody else. The only person in that space that I'm gonna be fucking. Sorry, that was bad.
It's okay, go ahead.
That I'm gonna be having sex with is my husband. So I'm gonna take that highly into consideration compared to but a best friend. I could have one of those.
Well, you should have it all, all of
you're
it.
right. I agree.
So hold on. So let's explore this though. You said chivalry is dead.
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
So, what is chivalry?
To me, I think it's somebody, or whether it's a male or female, doing the best that they can to put both of us in the best position that we can, with respect.
What does that mean?
To put me in a better spot.
Doesn't chivalry have to do with traditional gender roles as it relates to men's treatment towards women? So
chivalry, going back to the domestic violence, would be me picking somebody who leads me enough to where we're not getting worse hurt.
If you smack him, he doesn't smack you back? That was your argument.
No, my argument was if I hit somebody, right?
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
Well, I'll tell
the chivalrous thing to do would be to step back. Is what she was saying.
Oh yes, the chivalrous thing. Thank you.
Yeah, but hold on. Wait. Hold on. Does a lady ever strike a man?
No.
Right. So who's deserving of chivalry?
Everybody.
No. No. Hold on. Chivalry is from men to women. Women are not chivalrous to men. Well, it's a unidirectional. It's one directional. So, and typically, who's going to be chivalrous? A gentleman, right?
I think it goes both ways.
Is a woman who is not a lady deserving of chivalry?
Is a woman.
So you would agree?
It's not ladylike.
Okay, so
that proves my point. That proves my point. That proves my point. It goes back and forth. For a man to be chivalrous to a woman has to act correctly. Correct. I agree.
Right. So a woman who is not acting like a lady is not deserving of chivalry.
I think we all are deserving. I think it's up to the. I don't. You're right. I'll give you that one for right now. Yeah. You're right. Okay.
Well, okay.
If she's not acting right, yeah, she doesn't deserve it.
So is a man who is not a gentleman? He's not chivalrous. Is he deserving of a lady? Does he deserve to date a lady?
No. Okay. Not if he's not acting right. If you're not acting right, you don't deserve a good woman.
Right. So in no scenario, because you're saying, well, there should be chivalrous treatment towards the woman, but you've precluded yourself from being treated as a lady by striking him.
I've seen great guys who are real gentlemen who could see a girl act like a ratchet bitch and they would still treat her with the same respect as a normal woman.
Well, sorry, Brian, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm almost done. So I'll even grant to you that absolutely a woman could be ratchet. She could be a degenerate sex worker. She could be the least ladylike possible. And there's plenty of men who are quite, in my opinion, have absolutely no boundaries, no standards, who are simps, who will still, despite her unladylike conduct, will still, because they're pathetic or simps or desperate for pussy, whatever it is.
I agree.
Who are doormats who just get walked all over, who will still give that kind of treatment to those kinds of women.
Correct. Yeah.
It happens all the time. I don't disagree with you at all. My argument here, though, is that those women don't deserve it. They might get that treatment, but they don't deserve it.
I see where you're coming from. I definitely see where you're coming from. I just think that sometimes people just need to see it. You know, that girl that's acting like a ratchet, you know, she hasn't seen it yet. So the first guy who shows her how a real man acts, he just gave her,
so Captain Save-O,
he just gave her that.
He's got a calm.
She was saving a hoe with her man. She was paying for his bills.
You just called her a hoe?
No,
Are you gonna let her? Are you gonna let her call? No. You literally just called her a hoe.
She knows what I said.
She said, I was saving a hoe.
She called the man the hoe.
Yeah.
She was Captain Save a hoe.
Oh, she was Captain Save a hoe.
Yeah, she was.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
So
yeah, she was.
So you're saying her man was a hoe?
Yeah.
Well,
did you hear what he said? Did you hear her story?
He was a hoe.
He kind of was, but
he was a hoe.
So yeah, he was a hoe. So over to this, I would like to ask you a question though. Do you think that men were much more chivalrous in the 1800s and early 1900s, like 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s? Do you think they were more chivalrous or less chivalrous?
I mean, it depends, because like I know that they were raping women.
Whoa, hang on. Let's not use the R word.
Oh, I'm sorry, but you know what I meant. Like they were more.
Yeah, I understand. Just use essay. It doesn't offend me. It's just for the purpose of the platform.
I apologize.
Yeah, it's not a problem. But do you think that they were more or less chivalrous?
Anybody else want to answer this question?
That was for you. It was for you.
I can answer it. I think it depends. It's a black and white thing. Yes, I do think that they were more.
Well, if it's black and white, then it doesn't depend.
No, I didn't mean it like that. You guys keep on twisting my shit.
Don't be racist. There's Asian people too.
Okay.
Yeah,
and Native Americans.
That's not what I meant.
Hang on, one second.
That's not what I meant.
Sorry.
I'm not trying to pick on you. I'm just trying to talk to you. So
no, I'm not worried about it.
When you say something is black or white, then that means is or isn't. So it wouldn't be black or white. You would say it's nuanced, right? You'd say it's
like there's a fine line. Like in the 1800s, they were picking you up on horses. They weren't like
horses.
Yeah, the 1800s. They didn't have cars. They had horses.
Well, do you think that we had peak chivalry then in the age of chivalry, like the medieval age?
I don't think so.
I mean, that's where.
But then when did we have?
They were crazy
chivalry?
Back in the day. They were.
That was the age of chivalry. That's where chivalry came from.
Just like where the term came from.
It came from knights with lances who were, here's my token, my lady, right? That's chivalry, right?
Right. Like think of
they lived by the chivalric code. It was an actual code of conduct. So we had the most amount of chivalry then, right?
Have you ever watched Troy? You know Troy?
Yeah, but that's
because that's like my favorite movie in the whole world. So
yeah, sure. Troy's great, but that's way before chivalry.
We agreed on something, Troy.
Yeah, but that's way before chivalry. That you're talking about a Greek epic, right? It's like that's way before. But chivalry would be like. Let's say like 1100 to like I don't know, like 1500, give or take, right? Something in there. That's when they were riding their horses and there were knights and they would be like, lady, I'll slay the dragon for you, type of thing, right?
I'll pick a yes or no. I definitely want one of those compared to these.
Yeah, right. But do you think in those eras that men were more or less likely to slap a woman to correct her?
Oh yeah, I know that.
In the age of peak chivalry, they were more likely to slap women to correct them.
It's good. It's a good combo.
In the age of chivalry, they were more likely to slap women to correct them. But you think that it's the most chivalric thing to do to not slap women to correct them.
It depended your rank.
Whoa, that was a W. That was a fucking W.
It was not. It depended on your rank. It depended on your rank. They weren't getting smacked up. They weren't getting hit if they were in a high rank. if you were in a low rank,
okay,
like duchesses and stuff like that.
Duchess.
There's rank. There was divorced. Wait, what was the order? Divorced,
listen. I just want to let you know, queens had to bow to their kings, and if queens needed correction, kings could smack them. Princes with princesses, same things. They could smack them. If you had knights, and the knights had women of noble stock who were in their homes, who were out of line, they actually had what was called dominion over the wife. The wife, the reason you take a last name is because of English common law. That is giving you as an extension. The father is giving you the woman.
You guys sound like you're getting hit a lot.
Hang on, I'm just explaining this. It's giving the woman to the man. And now you have the man's last name. You're now part of his house. You became part of his property. Do you think it was more or less likely in those times for a man to be like, "Oh, you're out of line"? Which one? In the most chivalric time ever?
I think the term was coined then, but I don't think that it's necessarily how. It's more chivalrous now, but it was just a term that was coined then.
Really quick.
It's more chivalrous now? Men are more chivalrous?
I got to pull this up.
Then what the hell do we need feminism for? If we have maximum chivalry, what do we need feminism for?
There was no Captain Save-A-Hose back in the day. At least they gave you a house and a horse and protected.
They didn't give it to you. You were part of their property.
Wait, one sec, guys. I got to pull this up. Okay, so King Henry VIII. Look at this fucking Giga Chad. So he lived 1491 to 1547, and so he had 6 different wives, 6 different queens. Divorced the first one, beheaded the second, the third one died, divorced the fourth, beheaded the fifth, and then the 6th, she survived. He beheaded 2 of his wives. Beheaded! Not just smacked around. Beheaded, son. Beheaded?
Yeah, and he could.
Beheaded. Anne Boleyn. Whoosh, beheaded.
By the way, Ryan, now pull up the date for the chivalric code.
Chivalric code. Chivalric code.
No, right.
Yeah.
By the way, pull up the article really quick though. Pull up the article scroll down, go to marriages.
This is a whole different time period.
I don't think they
whole different time period.
Click marriages. Okay, damn. Fucking Catherine, fucking babe. Scroll down. Keep going. Let's see the other ladies. Boom. Anne Boleyn. Babe status.
What?
He beheaded her though. Jane Seymour, she died. Sad, very sad. Next, Anne of Cleves divorced her because apparently his advisors, his court painter, painted a
portrait
unrepresentative, made her more attractive than she actually was, but he was already committed to marrying her. He thought she was not very attractive. Divorced because she was not a babe. Scroll down.
Catfish.
Yeah.
Catherine Howard. Now she was doing some philandering. She was on some 304 strumpet shit. Beheaded, allegedly. Well, the beheading wasn't alleged. The strumpeting was alleged. And then finally, she got beheaded though.
She was 17. I mean, most of them were.
Yeah.
You get married at 13.
And then the kings were
what?
50.
Why was everyone ugly in the 40s? Scroll down.
I gotta read. Just real quick. Go ahead. You can find this in this fine book called Occult Feminism. There's a chapter here on chivalry. This will be very quick. I promise I won't waste very much time. Here's the code of chivalry. Thou shalt believe all that the church teaches, and thou shalt observe all its directions. Thou shalt defend the church. Thou shalt respect all weakness, and thou shalt constitute thyself as a defender of them. Thou shalt love the country in which thou was born. Thou shalt not recoil before thine enemy. Thou shalt make war against the infidel without concession and without mercy. Thou shalt perform scrupulous thy feudal duties, and they be not contrary to the laws of God. Thou shalt never lie. Thou shalt remain faithful to thy pledged word. Thou shalt be generous. Thou shalt be everywhere and always be the champion of the right and good against injustice and evil. Did you see anything? Now, that all sounds great. That all sounds fantastic. Those guys, I want to ask you this question. Do you think that those men at that time period were more or less likely to correct their woman with a smack?
More.
Yeah. Totally. Way more likely to correct them with a smack. So it's like,
were children getting hit back in the day?
If you really want chivalry, and you really want the man who defends a code like that, then a man who defends a code like that is going to defend it for a woman who is an extension of him, who becomes one flesh with him. That's the only way that you're ever going to get chivalry back, because as famously is stated, chivalry is dead and women killed it.